Hello. Hello, happy Monday. It's Monday, it's Monday, it's Monday. I'm going to give an opportunity for some people to join me and for this to show up. I don't know why this is not showing up. Hey, Ann, how are you? I'm trying to share this, but for whatever reason, it's not showing. Hey, Kevin, how are you doing? Long time no chat to you, or chat with you, I should say. Hey, Tiff, how are you? I'm glad you guys are finding me over here. And so yay to that. Yay, 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 yay. I was trying to share this, but for whatever reason, it's not allowing me to do what I thought I could do on this. So I may just have to figure this out after the fact. So anyway, so I'm going to get started. Happy Monday to everybody. How was everyone's weekend? What did you guys do for fun? What did you do for fun this weekend? Talk to me. Talk to me. Tell me what you did for fun this weekend. Got to have some fun stuff going on. Come on. I mean, this is really not showing up in my feed. I don't know why. But anyway, awesome, 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 awesome. Oh, I must have started in the wrong feed. So I'm going to get started and I share this. You didn't have any fun, Tiffany? Why was that? Why did you not have any fun? You know, knowing you worked the whole time. I couldn't find it because it wasn't on the right page. So today we're going to talk about the power of living in the now. So I'm really excited about talking about the power of living in the now, and this whole series on this. Hey, Andrea, how are you? Thank you for joining. Yay, yay. So I was trying to do this differently, but it didn't work out for me as I planned. So yay. Make sure you guys are sharing, inviting others. I would definitely appreciate it. So much, so much. So let's talk about what it means to live in the now. You know, we are human beings. A lot of time we think we are a human machine, or we think that we're some kind of powerful tool, and we just push ourselves and push ourselves and push ourselves because we think in doing that we are living our best life. In all actuality, we're not living our best life. We're wearing ourselves down. We look wore out. We're not enjoying ourselves. We're not taking time out. We're not spending time with the people that we love, you know, because we have this whole meaning of what success look like to us, right? Hey, Angela, thanks for joining. But I want to tell you that success is not a fixed concept. Everyone's meaning of success is different. So in each person's eyes, or the eyes of the beholder, the word success has a different meaning. So we need to slow down a little bit. We need to stop, breathe in, breathe out, right? We need to learn how to live in the moment a little bit better than what we're doing. Because if you go look at the rate of suicide these days, for professionals, it's pretty high. It's pretty high because we are overwhelming ourselves with so many different responsibilities. Hey, Angela, how are you? With so many different responsibilities that we just get to a point where we're done. We're tired. And we're like, our life is not worthy. We don't think we're worthy. It's not worth all of this. But it's actually us who's constantly driving. The drive is so constant, right, that it keeps us distracted. It keeps us unfocused. We're on this daily grind. We don't relax. We don't even know how to de-stress anymore. We don't know how to self-develop ourselves anymore because we have not learned how to live in the now. Hey, Darlene. Hey, Latara. How are you? So it makes us feel stuck. It makes us feel stuck. And then once we feel like we're backed in the corner and we have nowhere to go and we have no breathing room, this is the reason why these professionals are committing suicide and killing themselves. Because they haven't learned how to live in the now. They don't have any time for themselves, and they're falling apart. They're just falling apart more and more and more. Hello, Miss Dean. How are you with your beautiful self? So let's look at some of the main reasons why we fail to live fully in the present, and we sacrifice our personal power. We sacrifice our personal self. We sacrifice taking care of ourselves, and we make the mistake of living in the past, because that's exactly what we're doing. We're living in the past. Hey, Geneva. Hey, Connie. Right? So let's talk about how we hey, Tammy. Happy Monday. How do we let go of the past? Make sure you guys are inviting people and you're sharing this post. Right? So many of us think that we're living in the present when actually we aren't. We're living in the past. And I'm going to tell you why. I don't know the age of people here, but I'm at the end of the baby boomers. Right? For me, I'm at the end of the baby boomers. So if you're in the same category I am or younger, all you hear is that, well, I stayed on my job for 30 years. Why would you dare switch jobs? Why would you dare do this? Oh, you just deal with it. You know, we get that. We get that kind of feedback. Well, I did this, and well, there's a certain way to do this, and there's a certain way to do that. That's living in the past, because of technology and some other things. That's not how the world is cycling now. Right? And we don't have to be out there grinding so hard. Yeah, maybe you're a new business owner. That's a little bit different. But you still got to find that time to live right now, to live in the not now, and not to focus on the past or the future. Right? Now, I do believe that what you do today should set your future up. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to sit here all day long and think about, oh, my future, in 6 months, what's going to happen? My 6 months, what's going to happen? I'm going to live in the present and try to do the best I can do in the present, at the same time taking care of myself, versus me just in that past and just thinking about, oh, tomorrow, right? Because it's really a question about perception. What is your perception of success? What is your perception of your past? What is your perception of the future? So how do we carry these different symbolic messages, and we all on the same planet, but they all have different messages? I think it's part of being a product of our environment, of how we grew up, right? We're thrust into these societal roles and duties, and we in our parents' house, and they're telling us that things is done this way and things is done this way, and we don't know how to break away from it. We do not know how to break away from it, because that old way may not be the new way, right? So we in this survival mode all the time. All the time we're surviving and not really digging deep and learning about the inner parts of ourselves and how we actually should be surviving versus being in survival mode all the time, right? So you might not be a writer. You might not even be very talented, but somewhere in our mind, because I can remember this, the expectations that was expected of me as a young person was I had to be this, or this. Well, I did none of it. So I felt my parents' expectation of me. But one of the things I understood about me was that it's not what I wanted to do. Now, there were some things I did want to do, but I didn't have my parents' support for it either. So I had to go and do something different, right? So I don't want us to stay stuck in order to avoid conflict. That's another reason why we stay stuck. We don't want to disappoint our parents. We don't want to disappoint our mentor or our sisters and brothers or even our kids. So we stay stuck in a situation that we know we no longer should be in, that we should walk away from, that we know that we are miserable. We are miserable. And then what happens when you're the professional who's just so fed up and you're so tired and you want to give up on life, and then nobody understands? But you told me, and then the first thing they'll say, what you mean I told you? I'm not living your life. You see what I'm saying? So then the buck get passed back to you, right? So stop worrying about avoiding conflict and just putting up with stuff because of a relationship that you're in, and understand that this is your life. And life shouldn't be this terrible. It really should not be this terrible. Also, one of the things that we need to do is get past those patterns, those old patterns. Because the past soon become a pattern and we find ourselves doing the same thing over and over and over again. Here's a great example. As a single woman, I seem to attract the same kind of man. Why? It's a pattern. But it's a broken pattern. Because obviously I've been married twice and divorced twice. And I can't 100% blame it on my spouses, even though I may want to, but that wouldn't be true, right? So exactly, we get afraid of the process. So we need to break those old past patterns in order to live in the now. A simple argument gets some of us stuck. And my question to you is, why does it have to be an argument? Why can't it be a discussion? Why can't it be that this is my point of view and this is your point of view, and let's agree to disagree? It doesn't have to be an argument, but we get stuck in that. And then we start holding grudges, and then we're not speaking to each other. And then something else trigger it. And then we back in the past, we back stuck again, right? And so we're not living in the present. So you're depressed because when I was 12 years old, this happened to me. Well, baby, when I was 6 years old, I was molested. When I was 17, I was raped to a gun in my head, but I ain't depressed about it. I'm not allowing my past to dictate my present because I want to live and I love life and I really want to live. So living in the present will allow you to create a new identity by releasing the pain, the self-limiting thoughts that you have about yourself, releasing yourself from your past, and taking things one day at a time. That's what living in the now is about. You know, so let's talk about how we can avoid getting wrapped up in the future as well. We talked about how we can avoid getting some of the things about getting wrapped up in the past. So most of us are so busy planning our future, working our future, chasing our dreams, and we're overlooking the joys of the present. We're just so busy, right, with this, and I gotta do this right, I gotta do that right, that we are overlooking the stuff, right? We want everything perfect in our home. We want the kids to be perfect and make straight A's. We want to have that perfect image of ourselves as a couple if you're married, or even as a person, that we putting all this extra unnecessary pressure on ourselves, that we're really building a person that's really not us. It's not our character. So we're not in the best relationship. So we're not our best self, because we're trying to be something fake, something that we are not. And then we got to deal with the outside stress, because once you decide that I'm going to be this person and I want everyone to perceive me as this is what happened in my life is good. This is how things is going in my life. Oh, I'm just great. I'm always nicely put together. I'm always well spoken. You know, I'm always presentable. I'm always this. And then the world expects you to always be that way when they see you. See, this is the reason why most of the time guys come home with no makeup on. Right? Because I want you guys to get it. I don't want to just teach this and you guys understand where you always up here all dolled up. Well, y'all, I like my makeup. Trust me. But I want you guys to understand, until you get comfortable with who you are, that makeup don't mean nothing. And I'm very comfortable with who I am, and I like my makeup, and I do want my makeup on, but I want you guys to understand where I'm coming from. I want you to understand that you got to break those outside stressors, right? Because they put you in a place that's tied to your money, it's tied to your future, it's tied to everything, because you're not being real. You're not showing the who you are as a real person, right? Hey, Master Coach April, what you doing? Show don't, right? So I want you to get rid of those outside stressors, right? And constantly doing stuff. Man, all you doers, y'all doing stuff and ain't getting nothing accomplished. What's that about? Because you want the appearance that you busy. But you appearing to be busy, but what you really doing? Because if I go ask you for your checkbook, what's in your checkbook? If I go ask you when's the last time you took a vacation and you tell me you can't afford one because you're a doer and you're not really doing anything, you're just a busybody. That's not living in the present either. Hey, Cheryl. Hey, Nikki. Thanks for joining. I need you guys to understand that these are deal breakers. Busy, broke, and stressed. Yes, Master Cote Perel. Guys, that's my coach there. Yes, busy, broke, and stressed. It doesn't get you anywhere. Because let me tell you something. And let's just say you were doers and you were making a lot of money, right? Money don't buy happiness. Peace of mind, like Master Coach said, is your true abundance. Money does not buy happiness. You can have all the money in the world and be lonely as I don't know what. And be just as lonely. Because if you guys really had a conversation with people who are really, really wealthy, they're so God. Listen, let's take Michael Jackson and even Prince. For those who may know those two cats, for an example. They had a ton of money. But guys, they were broken. And they were broke. And they were alone. And they were unhappy. And they were lonely. Because they had to stay guarded and be a certain way all the time. They couldn't let their hair down and just be them. And they couldn't just open up their house and let anybody in and really go out and get true friendships. Their friendships had conditions on it. And who wants that? That's nonsense. If you're in a friendship that has conditions on it, please get rid of it. Because that's not even true love. Love does not have conditions tied to it. Right? So I'm just telling you. And money also is the number one cause of divorce in a lot of divorces. The truth is that your life unfolds moment by moment. So I need you to learn how to live in the present. So let's talk about how we get to live in the present. And I know you guys going to say, Rhonda, I've heard this before, but I'm going to drill it in and keep coming to you until you guys get it. So what's the one thing I'm going to tell you right now? If you are not meditating on a daily basis, I need you to start meditating. I don't know who told you meditation was evil. I don't know who told you the meditation was not of the Lord, but that's a lie. In the Bible, it even tells you to meditate on the word. I meditate daily. I have meditation. I have 4 of them on my phone. Oh, I can't show them to you because I'm on my phone. But I have 4 meditation apps that I use. Along with meditating the word, I have index cards. They have the scripture. I meditate on it. Today, I was in Latara's group of 40 Day of Prayer, and that prayer out of Psalm 21 was so awesome that I asked if I can print it out and post it on the door of the office because I love it, and I meditated on the words from that prayer. I meditate on what I want my day to look like. I meditate on what I need my revenue to come in to be, on what I want my profits to be. You understand what I'm saying? So I need you to meditate. I need you to take some form of meditation, and it quiets your mind and it brings a peace about you. So you just need to, stop and take some deep breaths in and just let it out slowly. And then just sit in a relaxed, comfortable position and just get quiet with yourself and just allow yourself to be centered. Allow yourself just to meditate. Because meditation is, thank you, Latara, you're right, it's not evil at all. Meditation is not evil. Meditation is going to help you get that peace of mind. It's going to allow you to stop in a situation. Because I tell my clients this. If you get in a moment at work or in your job or in your career or at home or whatever, and it's a stressful situation, I need you to say, give me 5. I need them to go, get in a room, turn the lights off, take some deep breath, breathe in for the count of 10. I tell them to breathe out for the count of 10. Do it about 3 times. And I need you just to meditate. If you need to put on some soft music or whatever it is you need to say. If you need to say, I am power. I am worthy. I'm enough. I got this. God, I'm a woman that walks in wisdom. Whatever it is you need to meditate, I need you to go meditate on it. That you position yourself to be in the right mindset. Right? To handle whatever it is you need to handle. Patricia Morton, how are you? Long time no see. How are you doing? So meditation. Number 2, about living in the now. Practice being mindful. When was the last time you sit in the chair and you pinched yourself and you can feel it? Are you mindful of you? Like right now, can I just say this without freaking y'all out? I'm so mindful of this bra. Right now, it's not hurt me and it's not uncomfortable, but I'm mindful of my body. I'm mindful of everything about me. I'm mindful of it. So I know that I'm ready to go home and take it off. and get relaxed. I'm mindful of, I don't like touching the cold floor, so I want rugs. So when I had one rug in here in my office space, and I didn't have the other, so I ordered one. It wasn't what I thought it was going to be, but it's not going anywhere, so I'm not buying another one. But I'm so mindful that my foot is touching this cold floor. I like a rug under my feet. I'm very mindful of it. I'm mindful of the glare in my glasses as I'm looking at you guys, and my eyes look a little tired, but that's just what my eyes look like. I don't have on any makeup. So I'm very mindful. I'm mindful of my posture. So practice being mindful. Be mindful of the things that are around you. Be mindful of your environment. I'm mindful of that paper that I was telling you about, the Latara prayer that I printed out, how the air condition is blowing the paper up. And I can tell you about every 3 seconds, see, it's going to blow up again. Count to 3. There you go. Right? I'm mindful of these things. I'm mindful of the noise in the hallway. I practice being mindful. My children used to say I was just nosy. I ain't nosy. I don't care about what you're doing, but I'm mindful of my surroundings, what's around me, and I'm very mindful of myself. Right? 3. Now y'all gonna be saying, what is this? Don't follow your thoughts. Y'all like, what? Yes. One of the most important lessons in meditation is that when you're trying to meditate and clear yourself, guess what happens? All these other thoughts come in your mind, right? Don't follow them. Be mindful and dive in to, I am focused on just this right now. It's just like you're working and you're in this project and all of a sudden you think, oh my gosh, I forgot to take out meat to cook the dinner. Oh, and then if you follow that thought, you're going to break what you're doing. And you know, when you into something real strong, it takes you about 20 minutes to get back there, to get back in that same spot that you was in. So don't follow those thoughts that are distraction, that are breaking you from meditation or breaking you from what you're doing. I keep an index card right here and I do this. I'm scribbling and I keep going and I stay focused. Now today, I didn't do very good today not following my thoughts. That's just me being honest and being transparent. But most of the time I do really good with not following my thoughts, right? Because what are these thoughts up to? It could probably wait. It could probably wait. Now, back in January, I had a thought. I was working on something and my thought was about someone that I felt like wasn't doing well and I needed to call them. That was a little bit different. And I picked up the phone and called them, and as a matter of fact, they weren't doing well, and I had to call 911. So there's some thoughts you're going to follow, but for the most part, when you are trying to focus on something or you're in meditation and things are coming in to distract you, do not follow that thought, right? Number 4, can I just tell you how to give up the myth of multitasking? Multitasking prevents you from practicing being mindful. I believe this with everything in me. We were never designed to multitask. Whoever told you that told you a lie. You got to work efficient. Be efficient about what you're doing, not multitasking. And multitasking doesn't allow you to be efficient. Because it's just like if I'm over here and I'm trying to write a book, and I'm over here and I'm trying to do this video, and then I got someone over here that I'm in an interview with, right? Somebody gonna get the butt of the deal that's not gonna be good. Because I can't do all 3 of them at the same time and actually give 100% focus to it. We weren't meant to multitask. And I know you guys have heard me say that before. Number 5, don't follow your fantasies. When you're working, don't spend your time daydreaming and thinking about friends and families and what I'm going to do this weekend. Stay focused. Stay focused. Stay focused. Oh, yes. Latara said multitasking is scientifically known to lower your IQ. Woo, woo. We weren't meant for it. Stay focused and stop following your fantasy. And here's another one. We always think the grass is greener on the other side. Where we get that from? Because we're trying to keep up with the Joneses and the Smiths and the Webbs and the Websters and whoever. Stop it. And the George Jeffersons moving to the east side or moving from the east on the other side. Stop it. Stop thinking the grass is greener on the other side, because 9 times out of 10, when you make a decision out of haste because you think the grass is green on the other side and you get on the other side, it's worse, isn't it? Tell the truth. Tell the truth. So stop thinking that. If you're chasing after your future, you should have a plan, a written plan, and follow that plan. And stop trying to keep up with the Joneses and what everybody else is doing. Right? If my neighbor have a great yard and he can afford this high-dollar lawn care system, but I can't, I need to get out there and mow it, my yard gonna be great one day because I'm gonna keep practicing until I get good at it, right? So know what space you're in. 7, cultivate an attitude of gratitude. Yes, yes, and yes, yes. I don't even have to say anything about that. You guys should be, every day y'all should be saying 5 things that you're grateful for. You should be listening every day. If you don't want to write them down, say them out loud. What was the 5 things that you're grateful for today? And don't repeat the same thing you've been repeating in the last 30 days. Right? Here's another thing. Do it, but pay attention while you're doing it. Because how many times do you go and you got to learn something new on the job and so is trying to explain it to you and you're like, okay, I got it. And then they walk away. You're like, oh, I need to ask them a question, right? Because you're not paying attention while you're doing it or while it's being taught. If you're going to do it, pay attention. If you're going to do it, pay attention. I'm going to say that again because I need you to get this. If you are going to do it, pay attention. How many times do you go do something, you go, I did that before, but now I can't remember because you didn't pay attention. If you're going to do it, pay attention. Number 9, set your intentions for the day and for each action. Like, I promise you, yesterday I knew exactly what 4 things I was going to come in today and accomplish. And I also knew in between those times when I take those breaks between those 4 things, what things I needed to take care of in between that. Set your intentions for the day and for each action step that goes with it. And it does sound like goal setting. Well, it is kind of like goal setting. Especially if you want to live in the now and you're worried about setting up your future. Oh, excuse me. Because who wants to end up at the soup kitchen? Be intentional. Number 10, and I've had to work on this one. Stop judging. We label things. We label people. We label everything. Oh, that's good in our mind. Ooh, we do this. You know, when we think something is bad. Or that's bad. And I'm going to give you a great example. So I went to see Girl Trip this weekend, right? It was, oh my gosh, the movie was great. It was hilarious. It was hilarious. Now, they showed some men body parts, you know, and so, but I didn't let that distract me from the movie, even though I didn't want to see that man's body part, you know. But my whole thing is, I'm an adult. I've seen a man body part more. Okay, it's in the movie. I did laugh because I was caught off guard that they would actually show that like that, right? But I did not judge the movie because they showed men's body part, and it didn't stop me from staying in the movie, watching it, and wanting to go see it again because it was hilariously funny, and I needed to laugh, and I want to laugh again like that because it was that funny. And it had some language in it, some things like that, but you know what? I ain't judging. It was funny. But we always looking at things, if it's good or bad, black, white, up, down. We always questioning stuff about perspective, we always questioning, why this is this, why that is that. Stop judging. Stop the judgment. I'm just telling you right now, stop it. Accept things. Accept people for who they are. We weren't meant to be alike. We were not meant to be alike. I promise you, if all of us was alike, if all 12 of you up here and me making 13 were alike, the world would be boring. Because here's the thing, think about it this way. In order to build a house, someone has to lay the foundation, so someone needs to know how to do that work, right? Then you got to bring in the electrician to wire the house before everything else come up and to bring the wires up. You got to bring in the plumber to bring the stuff up from the ground, right? But if we all was alike and we all can only do one thing, the same thing, we wouldn't have a house, y'all. Who's going to put the drywall up? Who's going to be painting? Who's going to install the windows? Who's going to do the roofing? Stop judging. I'm going to move on for that. That should have been a great analogy for you. And let me tell you something else. Begin where you are. Begin where you are. I've heard this so many times, and I've heard people say this, and I love education. I'm just going to tell y'all I do. But I don't have a bachelor's degree. I'm 9 credits short, or 9 classes short, or something like that. I don't know. And my intentions was to get a bachelor's degree, and I wanted a master's, and I wanted my doctorate. That was always my intention in life. But as life went on, I was like, okay, I'm moving on. Because I understood what I had and what I have. Woo, baby. I got life experience and job experience that a lot of these people with these degrees don't have. They think they smarter than me because they have a degree. No, you ain't. I've even heard people say, well, and I've been told this, well, you don't have a degree in this, so we only want people who have a degree, or we only wanted 2 people who have a certification. What has your certification got to do on what God put inside of me? Right? So stop treating people that way and stop treating yourself that way. Begin where you are. In your business, if God gave you the plan, if he gave you the blueprint for it, then go follow his blueprint. He didn't say that, if he didn't tell you that the blueprint included you going to school to get a degree, then don't go do that. But if he gave you step by step how to do that, then you go follow God's blueprint. Start where you are. He got you. I promise you, he got you. He got you. Begin where you are. And stop worrying about, and listen, can I tell y'all that? Stop watching all these people. Y'all in all these groups don't make no sense. And people since I've been doing this on my laptop, I done seen 2 people add me to a group. Oh, they're going to be so shocked when I get off and I unfollow and leave the group. I don't have time, baby. I want to support you in my group, right? My group don't even have 200 people yet. You know why? Because I don't go add people to the group. I let people come and say they want to be in the group. If they want to come check it out, come check it out. If they leave, they leave. That group is going to be what it is because God going to grow that group. It's not my job to add you to the group because I don't have time to be distracted. That's trying to keep up with the Jones and seeing what everybody else doing. Stop it. And then you go into people's group for the wrong reasons. And those reasons is messing with your future. Stop that too. Today's just going to be a stop it day, y'all. I'm sorry. It's just going to be well, I'm not going to apologize about it, but it's real. Right? We're getting distracted by the wrong things. Start where you are and stop watching all these people. If they're not pouring into you, why are you following them? Now, I do believe you need to have mentor, and I do believe that you want to have the right people around you, and you want to follow certain people for knowledge purposes. But if they're not giving you out the knowledge, then why are you following them? That don't even make no sense. Get out of all them groups you're in. You're going to save yourself some time and some money, probably. Okay? Let me also tell you this. I need you all to hear me right now. Take off my glasses because I need you to see my eyes. I need you to see my eyes when I tell you this. Okay? Your best is good enough. Your best is good enough. You guys get that? Your best is good enough. It's part of you growing. My best is good enough. It's part of you growing. Number 13. Can y'all stop watching the clock all the time? Remember that saying a watch kettle don't boil or something like that? Stop watching the clock all the time. And I'm talking to myself because I'm a timer. I don't like being late. I don't like people that's being late, but God's been working on me with that, of having that flexibility. So that's one for me. Stop watching the clock. You know, what my schedule says this and this and that, so I'm here this time, well, I'm leaving at this time. Just get your stuff done. La Prince, you're welcome. Just get it done. because you're living in the moment. And in that moment, if you're doing something great, why would you stop in the middle of that great moment? Because the clock says it's 5 o'clock. Finish it. You're going to go home feeling great and said, oh, I finished it. I did it, right? What's another 15 minutes? Stop watching the clock. Number 14. Go with the flow. That's another one for me because I'm a very structured person. Go with the flow. Living life moment to moment means you just going to flow with what's going on. Just go with the flow. And I'm getting so much better at that. Stop trying to direct the river when the river is trying to flow this way and you're trying to direct it to go that way. The current ain't going to let it go back that way. So just go with the flow. You're trying to hold everything together and you can't even hold yourself together. Go with the flow. We only always need you to be in charge. Sometimes we just need you to just enjoy life. Go with the flow. Right? Number 15. Oh, y'all ready for this one? I did this years ago. Can I tell you how freeing my world has been since I did this? And I have family members that think I'm dumber than dumb because I did this. Y'all know what I did years ago? divorce. That's right. I divorced myself from the media. Yep. All I need to worry about is the weather in Oklahoma because, you know, this type of seasons, this type of storms we have, right? And every day now and then, if I want to check out what's going on in the world, I can go and see it online and see what's happening. But I don't sit there and watch the news at 5 in the morning, 5:30, 6, 6:30, 7 o'clock, then get dressed for work. I'm going to work with this negative attitude because I don't watch all this negative junk on the news. And then I got to watch the 12 o'clock news on my lunch break. Then I got to watch the news when I get home at 5:30, 6 o'clock, 7 in the nightly news, right? And then before I go to bed, I'm going to watch the 9 o'clock news, the 10 o'clock news, 11 o'clock news, right? Divorce yourself from the media. Okay? Junk in, junk out, baby. Yes, I was miserable, Nikki. Yes. Okay? I was a miserable individual because I was watching all that junk in, junk out. And while you at it, divorce yourself with some of those reality TV shows, too. Because, guys, you understand, let me tell you something. Long time ago, I remember this was years ago, Lifetime movie channel. I thought, Lifetime, this is about life. Yay. Man, them movies on Lifetime is about them people don't, nobody trusts nobody. Think about it. Nobody trusts nobody. Somebody's always trying to manipulate or sabotage somebody. Why would you watch that day in and day out and put that in your spirit? But yet you want to build a business. Divorce yourself from this mess. I'm telling you, divorce yourself. Because guess what? You can get Netflix or whatever, go to the video store and you can choose what you want to watch. I'm not saying you ain't got to watch it, but you can be selective over what you want to watch. I hardly ever go to the movie theater anymore. Someone text me and said, you want to go to the movie? I was like, yeah, great. It was a great night out. But you have a choice in what you're putting in you. You have a choice. You have a choice. I'm just telling you. Number 16. Make regular time for loved ones. Let me tell you something. Our babies need us. Our men need us. Our daughters need us. Our boys need us. Our sons. Our friends, our sisterhood, our sisters. Y'all, we need each other. The people that you say are important in your life, you got to make friends for them. And I'm trying to do a better job with some friends of mine that live about an hour away. Because they're always there for me. But I need to spend more time with them. You got to make time for the people you say you love and stop making excuses. Make time. Yes, God need us. Make time. Okay, so I'm not done, but I want to go back over these real quick and just give you the word for the 16 things about living in one. Meditation, practice mindfulness. Don't follow your thoughts when you're doing something that is going to take you off track. Stop following your thoughts. Stop trying to multitask. You weren't meant to. Stop trying to follow your fantasies. That means daydreaming. Stop thinking the grass is greener on the other side. Number 7, cultivate an attitude of gratitude. Number 8, do it and pay attention while you're doing it. Number 9, set your intentions daily and the action steps to go with it. Number 10, stop judging. Stop looking at everything as black and white, good or bad. Just stop it. Number 11, always begin where you are. You don't have to keep up with the Joneses. Number 12, your best is good enough. Number 13, stop being a clock watcher, Rhonda. Number 14, go with the flow, Rhonda. Number 15, divorce the media and the TV. Divorce that mess. And number 16, make some time for your loved ones. So let's talk about mindfulness meditation for living in the moment. See, mindfulness meditation is most common form of meditation, believe it or not, in the United States, because we're considered the western part of the world. It is the most common. But you got to begin to practice. So don't be trying to say, oh, I'm going to meditate for an hour. You ain't going to get no hour. Start small. You know, you can start by checking your body to see if you, mindful meditation can mean checking your body. Is there any pain? Like right now on my, this chair, because I've been sitting in it all day. So my left hip has a little discomfort, right? And I understand that tension because I need to get up and walk a little bit. Notice how your clothes feel against your skin. Don't just wolf down your food, which I do that. You know, eat slow. Take that little teeny bite and chew it for 30 bites so you can savor the flavor. There's all kinds of ways to be mindful in meditation. Don't gulp down your coffee. I love the taste of coffee. I can't drink it anymore because it's been messing with my voice. Understand that there is a difference between skim milk and cream. Do you know the difference in your coffee and what it does differently for your coffee? Be mindful of that. Okay? Switch from being a doer and become an observer. One of my favorite things is sitting in the airport and watching people. People are hilarious, right? So when you become mindful and you started having mindful meditation, can I just tell you, it's going to reduce stress. It's going to boost your immune system. Yes. It's going to ease some of that chronic pain that you're having. It's going to lower your high blood pressure. It's going to improve the quality of life in people who have chronic illness. It improves your mood and it reduces anxiety. Every minute that you do mindful meditation, it's going to make a difference in your life. You got to live in the moment, guys. We got to learn how to live in the moment and enjoy the moment. Stop and smell the roses. It helps you to see the bigger picture and not just like what's right here and what's, right? You get to see the bigger picture. So when those things come up, you're not moved by it. You're like, okay, this just happened. That's okay. That's cool. Great. But I know that this is what's coming, right? You get to see the big picture. You also start noticing details. Details that you never noticed before because now you're more mindful. Things that you would have missed because you was too busy being a doer and not being mindful. Mindfulness also going to cut back on worry. It's going to build up your confidence as well because you're focused more. You'll focus more. You will focus more when you're mindful. So look, life is about choices. Life is just about choices. You always have a choice. You always have an option. You can choose to have peace in your life. You can choose to be calm. Now, there are some people who try to test you on it, right? But you even have a choice in how you respond when they're testing you. Because your response could escalate it or it could solve it. So it comes down to having some wisdom. Sometimes there's time when I just got to set you straight. And the other time I just keep my mouth shut because there's no need. Because I don't need to walk down that ignorant road with you. So I have nothing to say. Right? It's wisdom. But it will give you peace of mind. Okay? Don't operate out of anger. Operate out of love. And I know sometimes it's hard because people test you. Ooh, I so know. Okay? But also when you become so mindful, you'll cut bad habits. You'll serve yourself as a higher self. You'll cultivate new relationships. You'll begin to love yourself and see yourself differently. And you'll choose the best life to live in. So I just want to say, thank you so much for joining me for the power of living in the now. This is about your success. This is to your success. This is to your journey. This is about you. So just make sure that you're living in the moment. You're living in the present. When you're with your family, put down your cell phone. Put it in your purse. Better yet, leave it in the car when you go in the restaurant. So that you can be in the moment. You can be present with the people that you're with, right? Hey, I love you guys. Thank you for joining me. Tomorrow's topic is going to be, I don't know. It'll be either the power of people or choices. I haven't decided yet. I was thinking about that earlier today, but I hadn't decided yet. So join me tomorrow, same place, same station. But I want to tell you, listen, I have a business page that's Rhonda A. White. You need to go like that page because here's a business point for all of you, everybody, right? If you're in a business. I had a social audit done. Guys, can I just tell you? So this is my social audit done by this guy. Woo! You see all my highlights and notes from this? I got to implement all this. So he checked my website, my Facebook personal profile, my business profile, and my LinkedIn is the 4th thing. So I had to give him 4 things. All right? So one of the things he said to me, he loved my videos. But he said, why are you doing these videos on your personal page? You should be doing these videos on your business page and sharing this to your personal page. So I thought I was signing up on my personal page today, but I guess I didn't. So I need to go unconnect my personal page from my business page from my personal page, because going forward, you got to go like my business page, Rhonda A. White, because that's where these videos are going to be coming from now on. I'm going to figure that out tonight so I can be doing what I'm supposed to be doing, because I'm marking off my list, and I start working on this on my audit that he gave me. I start working on this tomorrow, getting through this by the end of the week. So everything on this list will be corrected except for my website, because I'm waiting on my new logo, and then I can get this over to get it done. But I love you guys. Thank you for joining me. Make sure you share this. Listen, this is good information, because I know that my best is good enough, and this is good information. So share it. Share it, share it, share it, share it. Let's get people living in the present and living their life, right? And being fulfilled and understand what it is to smile and to be happy and to be successful. And I also want to challenge you guys, look, if you're a prayer, pray for people. You don't need to know what's going on in their life. Just pray for people. Just do me a favor. Go back through this. Look at everybody who said hi, hello, and say a prayer over them. Bless them. Because we all need it, including me. I'm going to go back and pray for everybody who was on this.